Man, you already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back. Cell Gangsta Cell Warriors Part 2. You'd be surprised how tough somebody gets when a door locks. When there's a door that's 3 inches steel, 3 inches thick, separating you and them. When there's 6 cells down from you, and 6 brick walls between you and them, they get real tough. Not the only ones that get tough. Some of them guards, they're alright when you're out in population. As soon as you get behind that door, you start to see their real, their true colors. Some of them guards wouldn't say the shit they say when you're walking around them every day. But as soon as you get locked behind that door, that's their moment to talk shit. Now, some of them are going to back it up. Some of them aren't. It's like them dudes behind them doors. Some of them are actually going to do what they say they're going to do when the door opens. And some of them are, hey man, look, we was all stressed out at the time. Man, I was going through something. I got a letter from my girl. My dog died. Man, I just found out that my brother, they going to come up with an excuse to try to get out the fight. A lot of dudes ain't trying to hear that. Like with Shorty's story. Shorty didn't cop no pleas. I don't think Shorty even knew enough English to cop any pleas. But he walked around like shit was sweet. Went out and go make his coffee because he was used to being behind that door, running his mouth, and nobody getting to him. He had done that in the hole. I witnessed him do it in the hole, calling people out their names. Nothing happened. People got mad, but they couldn't get to him. He got the general population, did that. And, he got drugged like a dirt bike muffler. So today, we're going to get into Cell Gangsta Cell Warriors, Locked Behind the Door, Part 2. You know how to seen it, you know how to lived it. So let's relive it. Met a lot of cell warriors in the jail. The regional jail, I spent a lot of time in, Riverside Regional, out in the Hopewell, Petersburg area. That jail was famous for staying on lock. We had a lot of young guards that outside of work, partied, drank, smoked, did their thing. They would come in and tell us about it. But then they get too messed up the night before, not come to work the next day. So we're short an officer. When you're short an officer, you can't come out. They don't have anybody to run that front desk because dude ain't come to work today. Guess what? Don't nobody come out their cells. It's a very common occurrence in Riverside. So with that comes a hostility. Same thing with Greensville. Greensville was so just off the chain with the stabbings, the extortion, the gangs, the overdoses, the booty bandits. There was so much going on at all points and times that you never really knew when you were going to go on lock, when you were going to come off lock, and if you were going to go right back on. I've told y'all, like with Shorty's story, we weren't out 90 seconds coming off of a 7-day lockdown, 7 days inside a cell with another man. You've been out 90 seconds and it's locked back down. Now you got a bloody man laying in the floor. An investigation that's got to take place into what happened. Guards, captains, lieutenants, sergeants, medical, all these people are coming in, so everybody back in the cell. Might be in the cell for another day or two, right? That is when majority of these dudes that wouldn't usually act the way they act, start acting the way they act. Being in that cell for long periods of time like that does things to you. Makes you angry. To best describe it, that cell, it's almost like a pressure cooker. You get in there, you don't have anything already. You're incarcerated. Good chance you don't like the guy you live in the cell with. And the only time you ever really get peace is when he's not in the cell with you, or you're able to get outside the cell and go in the rec yard, go kick it with somebody in the day room, and get away from that dude. Now you're locked in there. Some guys cannot take being in that cell. I know a lot of people say, I couldn't make it, I'm claustrophobic. Well, you ain't got no choice. What happens when you feel like those walls are closing in on you and every little thing irritates you? Just your cellmate brushing his teeth, the sound of it feels like it's scratching its way through your brain. Him over there using the bathroom. You got to think, if you're in that cell for 7 days, every time that man goes to drop a deuce, every time he's playing, he's, dropping the deucey ball off inside the toilet, you're in the cell. The sounds, the smells, you're there for all of it. You two guys are locked in a concrete box, and you got to make the best of it. Things are going to start to irritate you. I've seen things go left because somebody ain't got no food, yells out to another cell that store boxes food, that loans food out. Hey, man, let me get a couple soups. I'm going to send my fishing line down to you, hook the bag and send it back. Nah, I can't do nothing. We don't know how long we're going to be on lock. I ain't putting no food out. Somebody, you might get locked up during this shakedown. I don't know what you got in your cell. Oh, you acting like a pig. You know what I mean? Dudes start going back and forth. I've seen guards, and that's what today's story is about. I've seen guards that usually are cool. You would think it would be less work for them while we're locked in our cells, which sometimes that's the case. But in reality, they have more people asking them for things than ever. Hey, when we gonna get out to use the phone, man? It's my son's birthday. I need to use the phone. Ain't nobody coming out. We're on lock. You know you can't come out. Now I can't get the phone for 5 minutes? No, sir. What's up with commissary? Y'all just gonna buck on the commissary? Ain't no commissary this week. We ain't got no food. These things will drive you crazy. Then you've been in there for days and days and days with no shower. You're going to your sink, same place you brush your teeth, wash your face, and you're lathering up a rag and you're taking a whole bath. You're standing there in the sink with a curtain up in a cell with a man on the other side of his curtain in your boxers, doing your best to clean yourself because you're starting to stink. You ask the guard, hey, what's up with a shower? I ain't heard nothing about them. I think we're going to do them Wednesday. Man, it is Sunday. What you mean you're not going to do no showers? We've been here since Friday. You talking about Wednesday? That's 5 days. That's what they told me. Man, I need a shower. You'll get a shower when you get a shower. That's going to put you in a position where, even though he didn't say, bitch, you ain't getting a shower, just because he's the messenger, you can start to get irritated with him. These ain't his orders. This is what he's being told by the higher up. Let's get into today's story. I don't know if it's me, but for some reason, 2009 sticks out to me as one of the hottest years I could remember being locked up. Greensville had no AC. The officers had AC. The control booth had air conditioning. The counselor's office, the sergeant's office, all their little offices and other parts of the building had air conditioning. Guys would sign up for school because the schools had air conditioning just to get out of the building, out of the cell. The cell also had no heat. So, in the wintertime, you slept with everything you owned on. We called it fireman status. You know how firemen sleep. Everything on, ready to roll out of bed at a moment's notice. That's how we wrapped up, fireman status. You might have a pair of thermals on, a pair of sweatpants on, a pair of jeans on, so much clothes on that you just feel stiff, like you can't move. Like that little boy from a Christmas store that's how you feel when you're trying to sleep. Then you've got a wool blanket. If you're lucky enough, you've gotten another wool blanket. It's cold. You lay in your cell at nighttime and you breathe and you literally see your breath. You wake up in the morning and you go to look out the window and you can't see out the window because the condensation from your breath and you breathing overnight has now stuck to the window, and the window is a haze. I've woken up and the window just be a sheet of ice on the inside. You go to the toilet and you go to pee and it's dark, but you know how to aim. Next thing you know, you got pee splashing back, hitting you in the knees, and you're like, the hell? You turn the light on above your sink, pull the little cord, look, and the water inside the toilet is frozen. You push the button on your sink, water barely trickles out. There's nothing to drink. You gotta wait to come out that cell and get you something to drink. The winter times were brutal. The summer times, unbearable. They're selling maybe a 10-inch fan called a Cool Operator Junior. It's a clear fan, small fan. And that's your source of air. We have a little screen. You can crank this knob to open this little flap to let outside air in. But the outside air is so hot that the last thing you want to do is open that window and let that air in. That fan is doing nothing but stirring the smell of you and your cellmate all around the cell. And if you've got it blowing in your face, it's all you smell. And it's doing nothing but blowing hot air across you. I used to have a pair of boxers that had a button on the front. That way, when we went on lockdowns and it was hot in that cell, you strip down. You and your cellmate, and if you've never been locked up, you wouldn't understand. You're all going to strip down to the bare minimum because you feel like you are going to die from the heat. However hot it is outside, put 10 degrees on that, and that's what the inside of your cell is, as that building bakes underneath the sun all day. We get rookies on the regular. And I mean on the regular. You got guards that quit because they don't like the way they see other guards treat the inmates. They're not with it. You know what I mean? I came here to help people, to do this and do that. Man, this dude is making people's life a living hell. If he goes and tells the other guards, now he's a snitch, same code. Nobody's going to respect him. I've seen guards quit left and right because of their co-workers. Guards quit because they say something out the way and the penitentiary becomes more dangerous for them than it should be because they've offended someone that's really about that life, someone that's crazy. The guards they would come and go. You'd see so many new ones, and then you just see a handful of ones that have been around for years, the ones that were really made for that CO life, the ones that could take the heat, that could take the assaults, that could give it and take it. We're going to lock one time, and it's 2009. Summer, August 2009. And that's usually when we do our annual shakedown here in Virginia. It's around August. I've seen it done in October at the latest, but usually August. Well, while we're in there, a couple days before we go on lock, pause, Red Bull. A couple days before we go on lock, we get some rookies and we get a white dude. They would eat them white dudes out the box. They're the ones that are going to try it on the, hey, I need you to bring something in for me. Man, ain't nothing serious, man. Bring me some cigarettes. Bring me a lighter, man. Bring me some money. You know what I mean? They're going to try the white dudes because they feel they're going to buckle. So we get this white dude. And prior to getting him, I told y'all they would bring the possible new COs through the prison. And they would walk them through. They would lock us in our cells. And you would see these guards, these future guards, coming in their street clothes. Walk through with a captain or lieutenant or the warden or somebody, and they just be doing their rounds. This is what you call a day room. They'd all go in the control booth. They show them the control booth, control panel. These pop doors. This is for the intercom. This opens that door on the outside. You buzz this door for the officer. He's outside the building. Yada, yada, yada. They come through. We're on lock. I think it's a weekend. They lock us all down. We're watching them. And we're not locked down for anything major. We're just locked down while they walk these new guards through. The guards are looking in cells. They pass by. And I hear the door when it opens, and I hear people talking. So I get up off my bunk. I go over to the door, look out. And I see a whole bunch of new trainees coming through. White people, black people, male, female, all different sizes. It's a group of about 15 walking through. And in the group, just like I know everybody else did, first thing I spotted was the little white dude. First thing I thought was, man, they're going to chew that dude's ass up. He ain't going to be here long. These dudes going to walk all over him. Ain't nobody going to respect him. He has chosen the wrong line of work. He should have went to Walmart, applied at McDonald's, bought him a zero turner, started cutting grass. This ain't going to be good for this dude. Well, these people are walking through. You got dudes at the door because there's females in the group. Hey, shawty, what's up? Hey, mama, you look good in those jeans. Messing with people. You know what I mean? Messing with the trainees. Then you got people yelling at the dudes. Hey, white boy, we're going to chew your ass up. White boy, we're going to slap the shit out you. Oh, you know you done messed up. Oh, you think you going to tell somebody to do? Come on, man, you look like Dennis the Menace. Bro, you not about to run nothing in here. You look like your breath smells like beetle sex. Like, dudes are going in on this white dude. Now from there, they go to the little academy. They do that little thing. Some of them have already done the academy. Now they're walking through. Some of them haven't done the academy. They got to go do it. A couple days goes by. Wake up one morning, go in the chow. I look up, I see a new officer in the control booth. So I've got to let it be known that I'm a worker and I got to be let out this morning. All the other guards, the regular guards, know me by name. They see me. They don't have to ask me, hey, where you going? What's your name? Why are you at the door? They know I'm getting ready to go to work. I go up to the booth that morning. I see a white figure. As I'm getting closer, I see it's the little white dude. I said, oh, man, they have stuck this dude in our building. This is 7 building. This is the Terror Dome. This is where it goes down. This is gangland. Why would they put this dude over here? Like, did he piss somebody off? Do they just don't like him? Did he talk a big game? Was this the only available spot? Was it because several guards have been caught having sexual interactions with the inmates over here, so they decided to put a white male over here? Who knows? First time I talked to him, I go to the booth and I said, hey, man, when they call first movement, my name's Williams. I'm on the list. I got to go. Where you going, Williams? I said, my name's on the list. Look at the list and you'll see where I got to go. He's looking around, gets his clipboard, fumbles through it. Let me see your ID. Here, man, I give you my ID. I'm getting irritated. I done told you what I got to do, but he's new. He's on top of his job, right? A little bit later, we come back from breakfast. I go up there. Hey, Williams, I got to go to work. Give me your ID. Well, I just gave you my ID not even, 30 minutes ago. You know who I am. I need your ID. He's doing everything by the book. The other guards, hey, it's Williams. They write down Williams out at 8:30. Couple days goes by. We're going lock. Annual shakedown. Now, with this guard, they put him in the booth for a reason. And the reason being, he ain't big enough to run nothing on this floor yet. He's safest in that control booth. He needs to get a feel for what goes on in here by just sitting in that locked box all day with that control panel on all those buttons, watching 2 different pods. There's a wall that runs straight down in front of him, and if he looks to his right, there's a pod. If he looks to his left, there's a pod. He's going to sit in there all day and learn to interact with the inmates, the convicts, everybody locked up from inside the control booth. Once he gets a feel for that, people start to know him more, then they'll take him and put him on the floor. The woman at the time that used to be in the control booth, oh, she's happy. She hates sitting up in there all day. Some guards love it. They love that they sitting there. They ain't got to stand up. They got the AC blowing on them. If you're the floor officer, you're constantly doing rounds. You walk through the pod. You're looking around to see what everybody's doing. You're looking in cells to see if anything's illegal going on, anything out of place, any reason to mess with somebody. Most guards didn't like working the floor. They like the comfort of the control booth. They like the lack of not doing anything and sitting in the AC. Wake up one morning like any other morning. Go to brush my teeth. I hit the cold water. Nothing comes out. For an inmate, that's a red flag. I flush the toilet. Nothing flushes. I go to the door, I yell, hey, yo, we on lock. We on lock. They shut the water off. They shut the water off so that you can't flush anything. They cut the water off to the whole building. They don't always do it because it gives it away. A lot of times, as they're coming in, they'll do it. They did it early, alerting us to the fact that, all right, the water's off to the whole building. They don't want us to be able to flush any cell phones, weapons, or drugs. We're on lock. Dude, yeah, we know, man, we ain't got no water. I'm like, yeah, we on lock. We on lock. Me being the maintenance man, I know where the water shut-off valve is. I know that my bosses went down there and cut it off because he's been requested to do so. And that they're not just shutting the water off for anything. If there was a problem, they came and got me to fix it. A little bit goes by and I look out. Here comes the rookie, little white dude walking through, looking in cells. Dude start in on him. Hey, man, what we on lock for? I don't know, sir. Hey, man, we got commissary tomorrow. We're going to commissary? Nope, ain't no commissary happening. He's been asked so many questions that now he's starting to get egged. He's starting to get irritated. This is like a sensory overload. You got all these inmates yelling out the door at you to the point he stops answering questions. That evening, we still ain't been shook down. Water's been off all day. Dudes have been using the bathroom in their toilets. It's hot in this building. So now you know what it smells like. It smells like a sewage plant inside our pod. Everybody gets up. Most people get up in the morning, go to the bathroom, do their business in the bathroom first thing in the morning, use that toilet first thing in the morning, then they reach back and flush it. Majority of the pod has done this. So is their cellmates. So they've used the bathroom, and now you gotta smell it. You gotta sit in the cell. It's there. It's in the toilet. You can see it. It's disgusting. It needs to be flushed. Dudes are telling them, if y'all ain't gonna shake down right now, y'all need to turn the water back on. Turn the water back on. I need something to drink. Smells like shit in here. And we need water. Now this little guard's day, his whole entire day consists of people asking him questions. He's not just doing rounds through the pod I live in. He's going from 100 pod, 86 men. 200 pod, 86 men. 300 pod, 86 men. 400 pod, 86 men. He's dealing with 344 inmates all day long, questioning him. Guys that have never spoken to him. And some of these dudes are just out there. Some of these dudes are going to ask you stupid questions. They're going to make dumb comments. Dudes will throw stuff at you, try to throw stuff on you. Like, the guards go through it. There's no denying it. Anybody locked up knows when them shakedowns come around, that's when you're most likely, them guards have it the roughest, right? We get to that evening, we are baking in these cells. We're like human baked potatoes in a concrete box with a toilet full of feces, full of urine. Already, it smells in here already because it's summertime. And now you got that toilet bowl that ain't been flushed. You ain't had nothing to drink since you woke up, unless you have soda. For the coffee drinkers, they don't have no water to make their coffee with. Take the stinger, heat up some water. There's no water. There's only one place you can get water from, and that's ain't nobody ever I know, except for crazy people, gonna drink that water out that toilet. That evening rolls around, they done served dinner. Water still ain't back on. White dude still doing his rounds. Ain't gonna be long. 5:30, his shift ends. He's going home, the nighttime shift comes on. Goes by a dude's cell. Dude says, hey, we need some ice in here, man. If y'all can't turn the water on, you can at least bring the ice around. It's so hot in here that if you let us get a couple bags, a couple cups of ice, the ice will melt, give us something to drink. Or if you got sodas, the sodas are so hot, you can't drink that hot ass soda out that cell. Bring us some ice. They ain't said nothing to me about ice, sir. All right, well, look, you ain't got nothing to do. You ain't doing it but walking around this bitch. Go get the ice cart. Come around, pass them out. Pass some ice out. Do your job. Not my job to pass out ice, sir. He's walking across the pod, still looking at cells, and dude yells out the cell, what, you bitch? He says, you. Like, straight up in front of everybody. And dude's like, oh, the white boy snapped on you. Oh, he bucking back. He done got comfortable now, huh? Talking about some F you. Dude said, what? He's kept it moving. Following morning, we wake up. 24 hours now. Toilet's full of poop. Still no water. Still no ice. It's hot. Following morning, as soon as we wake up, first thing we hear is the dogs. I go to my door. It's maybe 4:35 in the morning. And I look out. And here they come. Here comes the goon squad. Here comes their COs. Here they all come. Coming in with the x-ray machines to x-ray the mats. The K9s. They start the first cell and dudes is yelling out, man, we need something to drink. They don't give a shit about this shakedown. We are thirsty, man. We're dehydrated. It stinks in ourselves. Bring us some water. Turn the water back on. They're ignoring us. They're doing a thorough shakedown. They bring us all out right in the beginning. Stand us there in our boxers. You in front of me. The back of your head is right here in my face. And they line us up. Hands down by your side. Palms to your side. Don't move. Don't talk. My dogs come by. You better not do nothing. You better not even fart. By now, it's almost 5:30. They've got their x-ray machines set up. They're all in there with their gloves. We're all aware they're there. We're all at the door. Most of us got our lights off, so they can't really see us step back in the shadows, watching what they're doing, and they're going over their game plan. I look, and they got a whole bunch of the guards for the next shift that are supposed to come on that morning at 5:30. They're with them. They're there early for this shakedown. I look in the group of them, and I see the regulars. I see the gang investigator, Mr. Duke. I see Sergeant Stiff, Sergeant, what's his name, Whitfield. All these different officers there. Then they got the goon squad, the guys in all black that go from institution to institution just to shake down. And then they've got a bunch of these new rookies with them, and they're going to show them how we do shakedown. This is how you conduct a major shakedown with all these men on a major institution. I see the white dude standing out there with his latex gloves on. Then he puts the baseball black gloves on over top of him. And he's standing there listening with his arms crossed, right? Dudes are at the doors by now, first thing in the morning, yelling at him, screaming at him. By that time, they bring us out, like I said, line us up, run the dogs by us. They count us while we're in a line and make sure everybody's there so they ain't got to do counting the cells. Dogs don't hit on nobody. They put us all back in their cells. They start at cell 1. And you're talking 15, 20 officers in there. And it's 2 officers at a time going in a cell. One officer goes in, another goes in. Y'all step out in handcuffs in your boxers, and you just stand there. Then you go over to the little butt machine. You sit down on this chair that x-rays your insides, and you put your mouth up there, and it x-rays the inside of your mouth to make sure you ain't got nothing in you. You bend over, squat, cough, do the whole locked up on shakedown thing. The white dude is in the groups, and he's walking around with a sergeant. They're going cell to cell, cell to cell, bringing stuff out of people's cells, writing people's charges. Oh, this man got a stolen TV. He just stole somebody's TV. Contraband, stealing charge. Boom, there you go, sir. You'll be called when shakedown's over. They're taking extra items, clothing. They're finding dudes with knives. They're finding, stuff people shouldn't be getting caught with. Cell phones, drug paraphernalia, gang evidence. And they're locking dudes up at the same time. They're telling them, when we're done with this, have your shit packed. We'll be back for you. You're going to the hole. You just got caught with yada, yada, yada. You going up out of here, man. Go ahead and pack your shit up. This last shakedown you're going to see in this pod. The white dude ain't making no noise, but I can look out, and he's at cell 6. And the way the pod set up is like an L. So from my cell, I can see over into cell 6. I'm watching. I'm like, man, this dude is terrible. He is in there, and he is going through every piece of mail, shaking every single letter. These are the guards you don't want to get. Your mat is already outside your cell and been x-rayed. Your little pillow thing has been x-rayed. They done x-rayed you. Now they're fingering through every single thing that's in your cell. He's taking toothpaste and feeling it to see if he can feel anything. He's crawling under bunks. He's up on the top bunk. He's messing with the light. He's doing the most. Out of all the dudes he has to shake down, he has to shake down the dude that he called a bitch. The dude that called him a bitch. Dude standing outside the door in cuffs and tells him, "You call me a bitch?" Said, "Nothing to you, sir, just doing my job." "Nah, bitch, you called me a bitch." Dude is with the sergeant now, so he's not going to say, "Yeah, I called you a bitch." He's going to play it off like he don't know what's going on, like he's just doing his job. Dude's telling him, "You wouldn't have said that shit if I was out the cell. If I was outside the cell, you never talk to me like that." But the dude ain't going to say too much with the sergeant standing there either, because if he threatens this officer in front of the sergeant and this officer says, "Hey, I feel threatened," he's going to lock him up. They finish up, and dude is still just mumbling little shit to dude underneath his breath. The sergeant's more or less just standing there watching. So the white dude tear these people cell up. And the more shit this dude talks, the deeper this dude is digging. This little CO dude is digging, trying to find something to lock his ass up for. As of right now, he ain't got nothing to lock him up for. So he's just searching. Like, man, I hope I find something so I can lock his ass up and get him up out of here. Clown me in front of everybody, calling me names, disrespecting me right now. I'm going to try to get him gone. They don't find nothing. They come on through, shake me down, shake my cellmate down, take their little odds and ends they want to take, little extra bullshit, extra rolls of toilet paper. We're convicts at this point. We know, keep everything nice, neat, and tidy. All the clothes folded on the bunk, put everything in order. So when you come in, it's real easy to go through. You can get in and get out. They finish up with our pod, but we know they still got to shake down the rest of the building. Dudes are still snapping, mind you, the whole time about this shit in the toilet. Man, y'all so nasty, y'all don't even care. Y'all in these cells shaking down, and the toilets are full of shit. Y'all disgusting, man. Now, Thursday, like, dudes are still going in, but they don't care. They're there for shakedown, and that's what they're going to do. They roll out, and they go to the next pod. They do that till maybe 1, 2 o'clock. Stop, feed everybody, And here comes a little white dude pushing the tray card in with another CO. Dude's back at the door again. What's up, bitch? By now, he don't like the dude. He's just going to egg him, drag him, call him all types of names. What's up, bitch? You wasn't popping fly with that sergeant there? Yeah, you little fake ass bitch. Just talking shit to him. They come around the car, they get the dude's cell. Dude, goes to hand him his tray. What's up, bitch? Give me my tray. Give me my tray, bitch. Talking shit to him. Later that evening, the white dude comes in, does his rounds by himself now. Ain't got no other guard with him now. He can speak freely like he did when he called dude a bitch yesterday. He comes through and dude's back at the door. What's up, bitch? You little white bitch. Your little ass, man. I'll bend you over here. Little pussy boy. Just talking straight trash to him. The guard starts talking back to him. I ain't your bitch, bitch. Watch how you talk to me. Watch your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, just running his mouth. Dude said, you ain't gonna do nothing but have me locked up. If I threaten you, you ain't gonna do nothing but be the little bitch you are and go get the captain or the sergeant lieutenant and tell him you fear for your life. You know you will. That's all you're gonna do is just run and tell somebody your little scary ass. Your little scary ass. Dude told him, I'm not scared of you. I'm just doing my job, sir. I'm not scared of you. I bet you'll go tell. I bet you'll go tell. Sir, I'm not saying nothing to you. Please don't say nothing else to me. Yeah, because you know what'll happen. What'll happen, sir? I'll slap the shit out your ass. When he says that, we assume, all right, he's going to go tell the people the man just threatened him. He definitely just made a threat in front of anybody, in front of everybody to hear. There's no possible way he's not going to get the sergeant or somebody and say, hey, I fear for my life. Inmate just threatened me. That's immediate grounds to get locked up. The moment you tell a correctional officer you're going to do something to him, they believe you. They lock you up. Dude, don't go get the sergeant. This guy's done gassed him up, made him look like, man, you just straight police. I say what I want to you, but then you ain't gonna do nothing but run and get somebody. So instead of doing that, dude tells him, I'm not scared of you and I don't need nobody to defend me. Defend my damn self. Your best bet is to keep your mouth shut, do your time and let me do my job. Oh, he got greasy with you. Talking about he ain't scared of you. Oh, you told him you gonna slap him. He talking about he ain't scared of you. He's like, oh, you ain't scared. You'll see what happens when these doors pop. You'll see what happens when we come out this door. Here comes a cell gangster. Dude's mad because he's getting the reaction he didn't expect. He expected to just be able to talk shit, and most of them guards just walk on by and not pay him attention. The little white dude's talking shit back to him. I swear when I come out of the cell, I'm going to slap the shit out you, dog. I don't even care if you go get the sergeant. You better get somebody, because when these doors pop, I'm going to slap the shit out you. Now, you're not going to do shit. You ain't stupid. You're not going to do nothing. And he rolls out. Meanwhile, other dudes on the door told my man, the little white dude's either crazy or he got heart. Man, he might beat your ass. You might want to leave him alone. Nah, fuck that dude up here. It's called putting a battery in your back. They're putting a battery in his back. Sending him on a dummy mission. They winding him up like one of those Tinker toys. They in their cells. Man, dude carried this shit out. Y'all have never let him talk to me like that. Oh, y'all see when these doors open, I'm gonna walk up on him and slap the shit out. Man, you ain't gonna do nothing. You talking tough behind the door. When these doors come open, you ain't gonna do nothing but go get on the phone like you always do. You'll see what happens when the doors come open. If he's on his floor when these doors open, I'm gonna come out there, blah, 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 blah. He's behind the door. Everybody else has got this man riled up now. And this all started over him calling the guard a bitch. All started over the water not being, cut on. Short time later, I hear a toilet flush. I said, yes, the water's back on. I go over there and I flush all this nastiness down the toilet. Get my cup, fill up with water, drink me some water, get my stinger out my hiding spot, make some hot water, make some coffee. I'm like, yes, we're gonna come off a shakedown. We stay on shakedown another 2-3 days. This guard he got to argue with, they go, it's 3 days on, 2 days off. That means they work 3 days, take 2 days off, then they're back for 3 days. He's done went on a break now and isn't back. So when we come off lockdown, he's not our floor officer. He's at home. These are his days off. The following day, he comes back on. I wake up that morning, I go to work, walk up to the control booth. He's sitting in the booth. Well, before I get to the booth, I hear arguing. The same dude that was telling him he was going to do this and do that and do this is at the booth telling my son, man, what's up with all that tough guy shit you was talking? I slapped the shit out you. I'll reach in that control booth and slap the shit out you. Like, you was talking real gangster earlier, man. You was talking gangster greasy to me the other day. Like, you don't know who I am. So I told him, whatever, get away from the booth. Another officer comes on. She goes in the control booth. This guy is on the floor. Now, the difference is we're not locked in our cells. The difference is the guy that he's got beef with, that he doesn't really know how severe his beef is able to run up on him and confront him. Dudes done shunned him at the control booth, and everybody's watched. Everybody overheard what he said. So he walks off once again, looking stupid because of the little white guard. Later that day, they switch officers. Black lady goes in the control booth. The little white dude goes out, goes over to his break room, has his lunch and snacks, whatever. You know what I mean? Grabs his Scooby-Doo lunchbox, gets his lunch out, eats his lunch. Then he comes over the building and is doing his rounds. The dude he was arguing with was famous for just sitting on the phone, talking to whoever he was talking to all the time. He'd always be on the phone. This dude is on the phone and the little white dude comes through. And it's like, almost like a magnet drew his eyes to him. You see his eyes gravitate over towards the little white dude. He tells his people whatever he's going to tell them, and he hangs up. Gets close to the white dude. No time he's walking, he's talking shit. What's up, man? What's up with your mouth? What's up with all that shit you was talking? Show me what you gonna do. You ain't nothing but a pussy. He's steadily talking shit, and the officer's walking, and dude gets up beside him, and is in the officer's face, talk shit, and says, I'll slap the shit out you. When he does, he pokes his chest out up against this little white dude. And when he does, the little white dude reaches over, grabs his arm, grabs his shoulder, spins him, flips him, slams him on the floor in a matter of about 5 seconds, has got his ass balled up and in handcuffs with his knee in the middle of his back. Patrol officer in the booth is already ready to go for another officer. He's got his knee in his back. The man subdued in handcuffs. Hits his mic. Hey, I need assistance, 7 Bill 100 pod, fighting with an inmate. He's in cuffs. All these guys, lock down, lock down. We all go back in our cells, stand there, looking out the door at this whole ordeal. Meanwhile, dude still, blah, blah, blah. He embarrassed that dude. I don't know if dude knew martial arts. He learned this shit in the academy. He learned it growing up being bullied. He was a high school wrestler. He knew something enough that when that dude was walking beside him, running his mouth with all that tough guy shit he had behind the door, was still trying to egg the guard and bumped up against his shoulder. This man literally stepped to the left, turned, pushed out to his shoulder, grabbed his arm, spun him, flipped him, pinned him, cuffed him. All in less than, I'd have to say, 6 seconds. Not the outcome I seen. In my mind, what I seen was the guard's going to egg him, and dude's most likely either going to walk off, call him a bunch of names, or he's going to sneak him and punch him in his face. Seen a lot of guards just be standing there, somebody will elbow their ass or just reach around and punch him inside their face. Man, this dude, as soon as he got inside that man's comfort zone, that man dish-ragged him. That man picked this man up and slammed him to the ground hard enough that everybody in there, pretty much the whole pod, was just like, oh shit. We never seen it coming. Never imagined in a million years that little white dude that looked so damn soft would take down a dude in there that everybody knew for going hard. A dude that people knew in the past had been to fighting with people. A dude that people knew in the past had actually got into it with killers. A guy that had a whole bunch of time that really wasn't all, all there upstairs. Thought he was going to try Dennis the Menace. And Dennis the Menace treated his ass like Mr. Wilson. Straight did what he wanted to him. They ended up taking that officer, moving him to another building because we all saw this. You would think they would leave him there because now he's going to get some respect. But with all the gangs and his homeboys and this and that, they're going to take him and move him to another building. They moved him to another building, took an officer from that building, put in our building that we had in the past, and everything went back to normal. I've told y'all that getting behind the door and talking shit, the biggest thing is going to be the other dudes around you. They're going to be the ones to put a battery in your back. They're going to be the ones to wind your ass up and get you so angry and so heated that it might not be the situation that makes you react. It might be the opinions and the mouths of all the other men that are listening because you just put all your shit on blast. All their mouths might be what lands your ass in trouble. You can guarantee he got an assault on an officer just for brushing up against him, threatening a correctional officer. Man went to the hole, probably got shipped off into the mountains somewhere to a supermax. And that was the end of his days of being a cell gangster, being tough behind the door. That story right there shows you how quick things can go from this to that. It shows you the pressure that being behind that door can put on a person. It also shows you never judge a book by its cover. I've seen some of the smallest dudes and some of the weakest, what everybody thought was the weakest guys, turn out to be the most dangerous. Some of the most go hard dudes. I can't tell you how many little guys I've seen that all they were known for was fighting, fighting, and fighting. You do find yourself locked behind that door, watch your mouth. Watch what you say in those moments of anger. Be prepared to wear the consequences for your actions in your mouth, because those doors will reopen. And whatever you started while locked behind it will be outside that door waiting on you. He thought that guard was soft. Thought he had an easy victim, somebody he was just going to walk over top of. And he got embarrassed in front of everybody. For a long time, if not forever, he's going to be remembered as a guy that got balled up by Dennis the Menace. He got to fight his way and show people that he is who he says he is. So anyways, hope y'all enjoyed Cell Gangsters, Cell Warriors, Locked Behind the Door, Part 2. But you already know, these institutions, detention centers, these prisons, these facilities, they're all just crazier worlds inside of this already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. Just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. To all my real ones. And there are some real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Man, y'all know how we do. Salute.